Welcome to a journey through one of the most insightful stories in the Bible, the parable of the sower. This parable, nestled in the 13th chapter of Matthew's Gospel, verses 1 to 9, serves as a compass, guiding us to comprehend how we receive and disseminate the Word of God. The parable of the sower is a story about a farmer who sows seeds on different types of ground. Each ground represents various responses to the gospel, illuminating the relationship between the sower, the seed, and the soil. It's a tale that resonates with us even today, reminding us of our own experiences and encounters with faith. This parable isn't just a story. It's a mirror that we hold up to ourselves, a reflective tool to examine our own hearts and minds. It asks us, how do we receive and nurture the divine word? Dive into the heart of this parable and discover its profound meaning. Picture a sower scattering seeds. Some fall on the path and birds come and eat them up. This scene, from the parable of the sower, is more than meets the eye. The seeds in the parable symbolize the word of God. The path, on the other hand, represents those who hear the word but do not understand it. Imagine hearing a story but not fully grasping its meaning. That's what happens when the seeds fall on the path. The message is lost, like seeds eaten by birds. And speaking of birds, they are symbols too. They represent the evil one who comes and takes away what was sown in the hearts of those who heard the word. This is the first verse of the parable, and it teaches us a profound lesson. It's not enough to simply hear the word. We must strive to understand it. So the first lesson here is the importance of understanding the word of God. Some seeds fell on rocky places where they didn't have much soil. This line from the parable of the sower paints a vivid picture of a seed's struggle for survival in an environment not quite conducive for growth. This seed, in a rush of excitement, quickly sprouts. Its roots, however, find no depth in the shallow soil, and the lack of a firm foundation leaves it vulnerable. So when the sun rises and the heat intensifies, the sprout, lacking the strength to withstand the harsh conditions, withers away. Now let's dig a little deeper into the symbolism here. The seed on rocky ground represents those individuals who receive the word with joy. They appear to embrace it wholeheartedly, but their faith is shallow. It lacks depth. When faced with trouble or persecution, they quickly fall away, their faith withering just like the sprout under the scorching sun. The second lesson, then, is the necessity of depth in our faith. Other seeds fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Moving forward in our journey through the parable of the sower, we come across the third verse. Here we find seeds that have fallen among thorns. The thorns in this context symbolize two main obstacles that can obstruct our spiritual growth: the worries of life and the deceitfulness of wealth. Just like thorns that grow around a plant and obstruct its growth, these worldly concerns can choke our spiritual life. They can distract us from the word, preventing it from taking root and flourishing. The worries of life can consume us, leaving little room for spiritual nourishment. Similarly, the deceitfulness of wealth can lure us into believing that material prosperity is the ultimate goal, thereby choking off the spiritual growth that the word seeks to inspire. Hence, the third lesson is to guard our hearts from worldly distractions. Let us strive to not let the thorns of life choke the seeds of faith within us. Finally, some seeds fell on good soil and produced a crop. These seeds, unlike their counterparts, found themselves in a nurturing environment, ready to absorb the life-giving nutrients they needed to grow. But what does this signify in our parable? In the biblical context, the good soil represents those with open hearts and receptive minds. These are the individuals who, upon hearing the word of God, understand it, embrace it, and allow it to permeate their lives. They don't merely hear the word, they internalize it, they live it, and they bear the fruits of it. This fruitful yield is an allegory for the positive changes, the acts of kindness, the love, and the peace that become evident in their lives. It's the productive result of truly understanding and living the word of God, an emblem of spiritual growth and transformation. So the final lesson is to strive to be like the good soil, receptive and fruitful to the word of God.